Imagine a country. It exists on the map, but not on the internet. People are expected to worship their leader from the moment they are born. Even your hairstyle is determined by the state. You can be interrogated just for making your child laugh. In North Korea, reality is nothing more than a fairy tale learned from television. News begins with the tears of the leader and ends with the applause of the people. And the most interesting part? In this system, everyone must act as if they are happy. Welcome to the most closed-off, most interesting, and most frightening country in the world, North Korea. North Korea is a small but powerful country, located in East Asia, squeezed between China, South Korea, and Russia. With an area of about 120,000 square kilometers, the population is estimated to be around 26 million as of 2024. But the voices of these millions reach the outside world only in whispers. The official name of North Korea is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, but the democracy in this name exists only on paper. The country was founded in 1948 and has been ruled with an iron fist by the Kim family ever since. This legacy began with Kim Il-sung and has reached its third generation with Kim Jong-un. And this system is based on absolute obedience revolving around a single man. Although the Constitution suggests elections, there is only one candidate on the ballot. Voting is mandatory, but the ballot box is not real. It is part of a theater. Because what matters here is not voting, but submission. Surveillance, not democracy, is the core. The media in the country is entirely state-controlled. On television, there are only praises for the leader, success stories in factories, and on the streets, a single slogan echoes: "Our leader is everything." Lies have replaced the truth. People live not the truth but the story told by the regime. The internet is closed to the public. Instead of the global web, a state-controlled network called Kwangmyong is used. Google, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, none of these exist. People can only access websites permitted by the state. Even opening a window to the real world is considered a crime. In North Korea, phones only work for internal communication. Making international calls is impossible. Talking to a foreigner can get you accused of espionage. That's why even people approach each other cautiously. On the streets, there are hardly any visual elements other than propaganda posters. There are no advertisements, TV series banners, or product campaigns. Instead, ideological slogans dominate. Phrases like "strong army, strong people," or "live in the light of our leader" are seen everywhere. These posters are not just propaganda, they are a mandatory part of daily life. The capital city, Pyongyang, is built like a showcase city. Foreign visitors are only shown this place. Clean streets, giant statues, synchronized walkers. But behind this shine, the rest of the country remains in darkness. Power shortages are widespread across the country. In many rural areas, most of the day is spent in darkness. People cook by candlelight, children study with flashlights. In other words, outside of Pyongyang, the country is nearly stuck in medieval darkness. Nutrition is also a serious problem. State-run markets are insufficient, and private markets are limited and risky. Most people survive on corn porridge. Meat, milk, and fruit are nearly luxuries for the ordinary citizen. Private property is almost non-existent in North Korea. Houses belong to the state, and so do cars. Owning a car is a privilege reserved only for those close to the regime. Most people walk or travel by bicycle. Every movement of the people is monitored. In every neighborhood, there are government-appointed watchers. These individuals report on their neighbors, friends, even family members. A culture of distrust has become the foundation of society. Children learn to salute the leader even before they start school. In primary schools, the life of the leader is taught before math, and this system teaches not to think, but to obey. In such a country, people don't live the truth, they live what they're told. The word freedom seems erased from the dictionary, and the outside world still doesn't fully understand this country. This is just the beginning. Before we move on to the next chapter, if you've watched the video this far, thank you, my friends. If you'd like to support us even a little, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and leave a comment. Thank you in advance. In North Korea, propaganda is not just a tool, it's a way of life. The leader's portrait is hung in every home, every classroom, and every building, and it's not just about hanging it, it must be cleaned daily. Even a speck of dust is seen as disrespect. Every morning, propaganda marches play through loudspeakers across the country. People wake up, salute the leader, and begin their day. This ritual is a regular morning routine in North Korea, but in reality, it's a daily brainwashing session. In schools, children are taught childhood stories of the leader. It is expected that people believe Kim Jong-un was a strategic genius even as a baby. Criticizing, let alone questioning, is considered a crime. It's a system based not on faith, but on fear. In North Korea, crime doesn't just come from action, but from thought. Even thinking the wrong thing is dangerous. This is called a thought crime and can result in serious punishment. Even one's mind is considered state property. Reading a letter from someone living abroad can be considered a criminal offense, because the regime portrays the outside world as the enemy. The West is rotten, we are strong. This is the central narrative. Real information doesn't matter. Only state-approved knowledge is valid. Even hairstyles in North Korea are decided by the state. Only 28 styles are permitted. Women must choose their hairstyle based on whether they are married or single. This policy symbolizes the regime's control over people's bodies. Dress codes are also strictly regulated. Jeans are banned because they symbolize Western culture. Women's skirt lengths are checked, and men must wear formal clothing. These rules are enforced on the streets, and violations are punished. Mass marches and celebrations organized by the regime are held to display loyalty. Participation is mandatory, and even smiling is done on command. These events aim to show the world that everything is fine. It's not true joy, it's a staged performance of happiness. There is no freedom of travel in North Korea. Even to go from one city to another, you need state permission. Otherwise, being caught can result in imprisonment. In short, people are imprisoned within their own country. Tourists who enter the country are under strict control. Where they go, who they see, what they photograph, everything is controlled. It's forbidden to go outside without a guide, and even TV channels in hotels are preset, so you can only see what the regime allows you to see. Many things are banned in the country, but the most striking is this: even humor is dangerous. Making a joke about the leader, or even implying one, can be punishable by death. Because the regime spreads fear, not laughter. That's why people simply remain silent. All these prohibitions imprison not just the bodies of the people, but their souls. And a generation raised under this pressure believes the world is only as big as North Korea. For them, freedom only exists within the lines drawn by the regime. But those lines are invisible walls. One of North Korea's most defining features is the leader cult. The Kim family is portrayed with a godlike image. Kim Il-sung is called the eternal president, Kim Jong-il, the dear leader, and Kim Jong-un, the supreme commander. This is not just political leadership, it's nearly a religious belief system. Everything the leader says is accepted as truth. Objecting is not only illegal, it's seen as a moral disgrace. Children celebrate the leader's birthday as a national holiday. Families even avoid naming their children after the leader, as it would be seen as disrespectful. Every year, millions of people are forced to visit the monument of Kim Il-sung. It is mandatory to bow during the visit. Otherwise, you may face charges of treason against the state. These ceremonies are not voluntary. They are compulsory. Even the leader's health condition cannot be discussed. When Kim Jong-un disappeared for a period, the global media speculated heavily, but inside the country, the topic was never mentioned. Because the image of the leader as flawless and immortal must not be broken. So how does the outside world see this system? Most countries don't even maintain diplomatic relations with North Korea. It has been condemned many times by the United Nations. But China remains its biggest supporter because North Korea serves as both a buffer zone and a strategic card for China. The country's nuclear weapons program frequently makes headlines. This program is used as a threat against foreign pressure. Kim Jong-un presents nuclear power as the foundation of the regime's strength, which makes the country even more isolated. Inside the country, the people are increasingly squeezed. But even so, not everything is under control. In border regions, illegal radio broadcasts are secretly listened to. Some people dream of the outside world by secretly watching South Korean dramas. Even these small acts of defiance require immense courage. Those caught can be sent to political prison camps. These camps are known for hard labor, torture, and starvation. The regime uses them as a tool to keep fear alive. Still, some people resist. Some pray in secret at night. Some whisper, think differently to their children. Others risk everything to flee to China, because freedom, no matter the cost, is priceless. While North Korea is often associated with absurd bans from the outside, the reality is much darker and tragic. An entire nation is being silently suppressed. The world may be laughing, but inside, the tears never stop. One of the most shocking aspects of North Korea is its complete isolation from the world. In this country, 99% of the population may not even know where they are on the world map, because geography, history, politics, everything is taught according to the regime's version. Tourists can only follow government-approved routes. Buses only pass through clean, propaganda-filled areas. The real North Korea begins beyond that path. The rural areas of the country are plagued by poverty. While children walk barefoot, state TV claims, "We live in prosperity." This contradiction exists across the entire nation. Many villages still have no electricity, and access to clean water is limited. When people fall ill, they turn to herbal tea instead of a doctor. Even healthcare is only available to the elite. And perhaps the most interesting thing, even under these conditions, people must remain grateful to the state. Failing to show gratitude is considered disloyalty. In other words, it's not enough just to live. You must also be thankful. At the heart of this system lies the principle of deliberate forgetting. The less the people know, the less they resist. Thus, the most powerful tool of control is not information, but ignorance. North Korea is a regime that has built a new reality by erasing the memory of its people. That's why those living there may not even know what to call what they're experiencing, because even the name of oppression is a secret here. That's why North Korea is not just a country, it's a warning sign, a tragedy hidden in plain sight. Lastly, let us remember this. Freedom is like breathing. You realize its value only when it's gone. In North Korea, people feel this every moment, and we, from the outside, only watch. That's why we made this video, to echo the silence behind the walls, to tell a truth that many want to hide. If you've watched until now, thank you, friends. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share your thoughts with us. See you in the next video. Take care.